And I've invited one of America's most committed champions for life and family values to be with us today on Breakthrough. Joining us from his office in Washington, D.C., once again, my good friend Gary Bauer, the president of American Values, which he founded after his own presidential campaign in 2000. Hello, Gary. So good, my dear friend, to have you with us again on Breakthrough. Well, as you look into the future, Gary, what's your greatest concern today for our nation?
Rod, you and I have talked about this privately a couple of times. You know, the whole idea of America was built on this idea that liberty comes from God. Yeah. But it was also built on the idea that only a virtuous people could remain free. That is, that we have to temper our liberty, temper our rights with virtue. And so I'm really worried as I look at what's happened in the country over the last 2 or 3 decades, that first of all, we're throwing the idea of virtue right out the window. I mean, a lot of folks want to tell us that America is just basically the place where you get to do whatever you want. Different strokes for different folks. And we see what that's done. It's been a disaster. But there are a whole lot of people like us who believe that America ought to be the place of ordered liberty under God. And my fear, Rod, is that if we don't rediscover that idea, we're going to be in deep trouble, that at some point God could take his hand of protection off of America while we're facing a very evil enemy abroad and while we're dealing with tremendous problems here at home. I know that would be a disaster. I know you understand that too. So we got to be praying for our country and hoping that that day doesn't come.
It was judges,